You may think that the American dream is the sweetest thing ever. The moment you've received it, that is it. That is the end. No worries whatsoever. But I would have you know that home ownership is not for the weak. I can attest to it. I am a testament of this statement. Because when you buy a house, it's not just, okay, I buy the house, it's turnkey ready, I can move right in and everything is going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, there's a lot that comes with home ownership, and we're going to talk about it. Hey everyone, welcome back to Dr. Yeti Real Estate. It is your favorite Atlanta real estate agent, Dr. Yeti, and I am back with yet another video. We're going to talk about Clark. If you don't know who Clark is, she's a very popular TikTok influencer. She's a lifestyle influencer, and she made a post a couple of days ago about the fact that home ownership is not for the weak, and it seems like everything goes wrong. And just watch the video. Let's talk about it.
You guys, I miss who I was before I experienced the woes of home ownership. Like that 22-year-old, just carefree, travel all the time, no stress, just vibes, like happy girl. I miss her. Don't get me wrong, I love my house. Like, this is forever and ever my dream home. But seriously, owning a house is just like being okay with something always fucking being wrong. And like something always costing more money. It is so not worth it in my opinion. I'm waiting for someone to come look at my AC because there's just like no air coming out of my vents, and like some rooms in the house are cool, some of them are like not like sweltering hot, but there's no fucking air coming out of the AC, so I don't know what's going on. And I'm sitting in my room that this light doesn't work, none of the outlets work. These two lights are some of the only lights in the entire house that are working right now, because like 2 weeks ago, just randomly, the lights stopped working, had an electrician come out. He's like, oh yeah, well, we're gonna have to do this. It's like $12,000. I was leaving the next day, so I couldn't get it fixed. But he's like, we're actually gonna have to come out and do another diagnostic. That's $800. And the other thing with the house is like, once something is wrong, you have to get 17 million different freaking opinions to make sure that you're not getting got. And I don't fucking have the time or the patience for that. Like, that is so annoying. And as someone who has like always lived in apartments, or even when I was younger, like we lived in an apartment in Atlanta. It's like you call your landlord, and especially in New York, like always living in a full service doorman building, you don't have a problem for more than 2 hours. I've never had a problem for probably more than 40 minutes, to be completely honest. Here it's like, I've not had lights for days, okay, you guys? Like, I literally have to sit in the kitchen to charge my phone before I can come into my room, because I cannot charge it in my room. There are no fucking outlets that work in here. And it's like, okay, I'll get like a new electrician to come out, and then I'll get another one, and I'll do whatever. My basement flooded, and I'm like, okay, got 3 opinions for that, and I've got to get another one, but that's probably going to be around like $50,000 to fix. It's just so much shit all the time, and I just like can't imagine this ever being worth it. So literally, I feel like homeownership is just a series of like, how many things are you okay with being wrong in your house, and for how long? And like, how confident are you that the Lord is going to answer your prayers and not let the shit like fall to pieces while you let the problems persist? Like, what the freak? And obviously real estate is a really great investment opportunity, and it's such a blessing, especially at my age and like in this economic climate, to be able to do something like this. But I just think like all of the multiple phone calls, the being here while people are coming, the comparing quotes, it is so much work that I just actually don't have the time for. Like, I have not been this stressed since I was in college. And when I tell you, I was so happy to graduate because I could not wait to have that burden lifted from my shoulders. And it's like, I'm not in a relationship. I don't have boy troubles. I have the greatest friends in the world who've been my friends for years and years. Like, I don't have friend troubles. I don't have family troubles. Like, the only thing that ever stresses me out is shit with owning a home. And it is like, I just cannot imagine that it is worth it. Like, I miss my mental clarity and peace. I miss my freaking peace. And my lights, I miss my fucking light.
I wonder if she actually got an inspection done on that property. Like, if she did proper inspection on the house, because the the inspector would be able to see if the electrical panels aren't working properly. Either that or the sellers, it just happened after she bought the house. Like, it just happened to be after she purchased her home that this happened. And the previous sellers were lucky to sell it before they even had to deal with it. Or they knew, they masked it with something, and now here's the situation that she's dealing with. And it's very unfortunate because you spent so much money on this house, and now you have this thing that you have to deal with and spend tens of thousands of dollars for something that you didn't have to deal with when you were renting. And that's why in my book, I talk about why you need to know whether or not it's best for you to rent or to own. You may be better off renting. Like, you don't have to own a house. Real estate is not the only avenue of investments. There's so many other ways you can invest your money. Real estate is not the only way. Like, you don't have to, I'm not paying equity. I'm for the landlord. I want to build my own equity. But then you also have to pay for this up front. You have to pay for maintenance. You have to pay for upkeep of the house. Is the equity growing fast enough for how much you're spending on the property? You have to think about these things. Like, the amount of money that you're spending on the property, is the upkeep of that property worth the equity that's growing on this property? Is it worth it? That's what you have to ask yourself, versus you having the freedom to know, okay, this apartment is not my responsibility. Like, yes, it's my responsibility in the moment because I live in it, but it's not my own property. So I don't have to be stuck with it for a long period of time. I don't have to be stuck with the maintenance and the upkeep of it, because the maintenance guy comes every year to look at the HVAC. If something's wrong with my plumbing, I can just call them and let them know, hey, something's wrong with my water. If the hot water is not working, get them to come out. It's not your responsibility. But a lot of times we think about this American dream, having your own home, not really thinking about what comes with being a homeowner. And I'm not saying this at all to discourage you from being a homeowner. I'm not saying this at all to make you feel like you shouldn't purchase a home, but I want you to understand a lot comes with home ownership. Are you willing to deal with these issues? Are you willing to and one thing I will say is that just because you own a home doesn't mean you're going to experience what Clark went through. That doesn't mean you're going to go through the things that she's talking about. That is not necessarily the case, but the truth of the matter is you will have to upkeep your house. You will have to clean the gutters. You will have to mow the lawn unless your HOA is involved. And that's why a lot of people pay for that HOA. They're willing to pay for that HOA, but HOA is a different story for a different day. I've made a video about HOA. You can check it out here somewhere, but HOA is not the best for everybody. but yeah, I feel for Clark. I really do. As a homeowner myself, and as a young lady, right? I am older than her, but as a young lady who had the freedom of being able to travel to London and not have to worry about my house, or being able to hang out with my friends and not have a call about, oh, this is not working right now from tenants, or for, these are things that you have to, it's worthwhile. I love what I do. I truly enjoy it. But also you have to ask yourself, are these things that you are willing to take on, right? Because I'm doing it on my own, and with God, of course. The Lord is by my side doing these things, but I'm doing this by myself. I don't have somebody holding my hand and doing it for me. Are you able to do it on your own? If you're married, is your partner willing to take it on with you? These are things that you have to ask yourself. The mindset of someone who owns a home is necessary. You don't want to just buy a house with a renter's mentality, because you're not going to upkeep your house. You're not going to do the necessary things to make sure that your home doesn't have wood damage or foundation cracks, or your gutter is too stuffed up, so now the water is running against the foundation of the house. Things of that nature, like upkeep of your house, HVAC inspections, lawn maintenance. These are things that you have to keep in mind, right? And they are not cheap. They're not cheap services. Just to come out, at least in Atlanta, they will charge you like $200 just to come out. Just to come out. So these are things that you need to keep in mind when you are shopping for a house. Are you mentally able? And like I said, I'm not telling you not to buy. I'm a real estate agent. Trust me. I want you to buy a house. If you're in Atlanta and you're looking for an agent, I'm your girl. Reach out to me. But I like to tell my clients the truth, the real deal about being a homeowner. It is not as simple as it looks. Okay, so keep that in mind. So I'm gonna share with you another social media influencer. This is Sierra. She is very popular in the trading world. I kind of fell into her TikTok page maybe a few years ago because I love trading. I'm always in the stock market, and she is a very successful, also very young. I think she's 22 as well. And she is talking about her experience as a homeowner. So let's watch it.
I'm 21. I just got my first house. And here are all the reasons why I wouldn't do it again. No, I would do it again. I'm just mad. One, if something breaks, that's on you, buddy. My light in my closet has been flickering since I moved in, and I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what a handyman is. There's so many things you have to pay for. Like, literally, people always say, like, oh, when you get a house, like, the mortgage is the least you'll ever pay. And if you pay rent, the rent is the most you'll ever pay. And I feel like that's so real because with the house, dude, I'm talking like insurance this, protection that, alarm this, not to mention furnishing. Each one of these bad boys was $400. I have 4 of them. This fridge right here, $1,300. Washer and dryer, cool, 800 piece. 3 racks. I haven't even paid a utility bill yet. I don't even care. I literally, linens, furnishing, decorations. And I think HOA is a scam. What do you mean I can't put this tree in my yard because otherwise I'm gonna get fined for my house? But no, I absolutely love this process. I'm just being mad. I love having a house. I'm so grateful. I think this is the best time of my life. I love all the space. Like I'm still a little weak on the furniture. I'm still echoing. Hello. Let's bit echo. And on the flip side, I've loved making this space my own. Like I love having this huge countertop I can just lay on. And look at my little dining room, my little table scape. I don't even have people over, but when I do, it'll be nice. I would suggest if you don't have the funds, rent until you can't rent no more. Cause
a lot of people don't want to come into agreement with, if you cannot, if you can afford to rent, but you can't afford anything else outside of your rent, I would not suggest you look into buying a house. It doesn't matter how much you have saved up. You have to recognize that you're going to pay for a lot of things outside of your mortgage. It's not just your mortgage. So you have to be prepared for that. Mentally, financially, be ready to know that being a homeowner is not as simple as it looks. But I will say this, I was looking online for people who have good things to say about being a homeowner. I found some videos, but they were very lackluster, very okay, come go on a home tour with me for my property. But the thing I would say is I can't find those videos, but I can speak for myself and how much I love being a homeowner. I do enjoy the space that it provides. I love the exclusivity. Like I literally am on my own. I don't really have to worry about running into my neighbors like that. I mean, if you live in a condo, that's something that you might have to deal with. But I do love the freedom that being a homeowner provides, right? I also like that if I don't want to work with somebody, a lawn maintenance guy or HVAC person, I can pick who I allow to come into my house. It's not just some random stranger that comes into my house. Now, don't get me wrong. There are going to be strangers, if you don't know them, to come and fix whatever it is. But at least you can vet them, right? You can choose who comes to your house. And it doesn't have to be that expensive if you shop wisely. If you shop wisely, being a homeowner doesn't have to be that expensive. Just because you were able to afford a $2,300 a month rent doesn't mean you should get a house that is costing you $2,300 a month. You can find properties that you don't have to spend too much on it. When you shop wisely, make sure that the property taxes are not going to go so high that it's going to go above what you can actually afford, right? Buy a property where you do a great inspection, like due diligence on this property, where you do inspection on it, that you can't miss anything. Don't get me wrong, some things are going to fall through the cracks, but other than that, like making sure that you have money in space, like in a store for utilities, for maintenance, for, you know, things of that nature, for upkeep of your house, like having that in store for when things come up. You need to make sure that you have those things in check, and then see if you can actually afford to have a utility maintenance bank account where you can put money into it every single month and also afford to pay for your rent. These are all things that I talk about in my book. Okay, the link I'm going to put in the description, but I talk about all of these things in the book because if you don't know these things, you're going to buy a house and be shocked when you come across certain things and like, you can't afford to do this. Because you don't want to get into a house that can cause you to have to pay so much to upkeep it. Just because you can afford a $500,000 house doesn't mean you should buy a $500,000 house with a huge yard that needs so much upkeep, right? With a huge space that you yourself cannot maintain on your own. Like, you have to think about the decisions that you make when it comes to home shopping for a home. So I love being a homeowner. I love owning properties. I love being a landlord. But it does take a lot of work, and you need to know that mentally you have to be prepared to deal with these things when it does arise. So it's not if it arises, it will arise. There's going to be something that comes up. It might be small or it could be major, but you're going to have to maintain something on your home, on your property. But anyway, I hope this video helped you in some kind of way. It helped you reshape your mindset to think about if homeownership is the best decision for you right now. Doesn't mean you shouldn't buy a house. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but you should think about, okay, am I able to afford the maintenance cost of a home and the mortgage payments as well? And if it potentially goes up in price or in mortgage, am I going to be able to afford it? These are things that you need to keep in mind. But I'm so grateful that you were able to watch it this far. If you like this video, make sure you thumbs up. And if you think there's anyone that may find value in this video, make sure you share it with them. Don't keep it to yourself. Stop gatekeeping, okay? And make sure you subscribe if you want to see more of me, and if you want to learn more about being a homeowner and the things that you should avoid, inspection tips, homeowner association tips, all that stuff. And if you live in Atlanta or the surrounding Metro Atlanta area and you're looking for a realtor to buy, sell, or even just get consultation, feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is in the description. Thanks again so much for watching. I love you, and remember, God loves you even more. Bye.